So, I'm a little bit nervous making this video because it's been something I've been wanting to say for a long time, but I haven't really came up with the words to say or whatever, and it's something that's really important to me, and I don't know if it's important to anybody else, but I wanted to make the video, so I thought I would tell my story and my journey about how I got where I am today and what I have to say or think about it. And so here it goes. So I think I'll start back in third grade or so, and when I had a really hard time in my life because a lot of people at that time called me gay and they hated me, and like what they did, they did a lot of terrible things to me. Like they'd spit on me, they'd beat me up, they'd walk on the other side of the hallway when they saw me coming. They just did everything rude because people thought I was gay. And at that time in my life, I didn't even know what gay was. And so gay became this really bad thing to me, and I just got it in my head that I had to prove to everybody that I wasn't gay. And I spent a long time in my life after that just trying to do everything I could to make people stop thinking that, not like keep people from believing that about me, and I didn't want them to think that. Unfortunately, for me, I was wasting my time because the truth is, I am gay. And I hate the fact that I have so much self-homophobia that I can't say that and be happy to say that. But I'm working on it, and I'm coming to it. More of my story about that is I began to realize that that might be true and be the case when I was about 12 years old. At 12, I realized that what everybody had been saying to me, and I had just flat out rejected. I thought, nope, that can't be. That's not true. I realized that, yeah, that was true. And so yeah, I figured out that it was true, but I had to hide it. I couldn't let people know it. And so I just went around, and in my mind I told myself, you know what? I'm Mormon. Mormons can't be gay. So I would be gay if I'm not Mormon, but because I'm Mormon, I can't be. And that led to a lot of difficult and confusing things for me to try and figure out. I couldn't figure out right away, but I began to just try and live life, act like it wasn't a thing, but I couldn't, like, I don't, like, my whole life I've been kind of taught, like, being gay was something weird, it was bad, and I couldn't be it. So, um, so I just hid it in myself, and I thought maybe one day I'd grow out of it, maybe one day I'd turn straight, one day I would be able to be the perfect person that I wanted to be, and that just hadn't happened yet. I spent a lot of time in my life trying to deny it, trying to prove it wrong, trying to be the perfect straight person that I thought I wanted to be. But truthfully, I was just making myself really unhappy. And denying who I really was not what I needed to do. What I needed to do was figure out how to accept myself in some way. And so my journey to figure out how I could do that started when I was living in Thailand. I had thought that it was something I couldn't say, something I had to keep to myself, something that one day I was going to have to overcome. But then when I was in Thailand, I had somebody show me an article from an apostle in my church that said that to be a good Mormon, you can be attracted to people of the same sex, you just can't act on it. And so that started to give me hope and help me realize that no, I don't have to hide who I am. And yeah, I can kind of still be a good Mormon and accept the person that I am. And that was a really comforting thing for me. So slowly I started to try and wonder what that meant for me, and I went to BYU, and for a lot of gay Mormon people that's a really bad experience, I guess, but for me it wasn't, because it was a good chance for me to understand what it means to be Mormon and gay. While I was at BYU, I met lots of other people that were like me, that were trying to figure out what it meant to be Mormon and gay, and I saw lots and lots of choices people made and lots of things that people did, and I was able to find what made me happy. My biggest problem at first when I got to BYU was that everybody was asking me why I wasn't dating people, trying to hook me up with a date or get me to date somebody, and that was a little frustrating at first, but I finally decided I had to take the big step and finally start to accept what happened. And what is, I don't know what happened, what is. And so I went to a group therapy thing, and the day that I decided I was going to tell everybody that I thought I was gay was probably one of the scariest days of my life. I beat around the bush for forever, and finally I just kind of shouted it out. I thought that my world was going to come crashing down on me, and that everybody was going to hate me as much as I'd been hating myself, and it wasn't true. Like, people accepted me a whole lot more than what I thought I would be accepted. Because of my elementary experience, like I said, I'd been spending all that time just trying to hide from people, trying to prove people wrong, and like for them, no, I'm not gay, no, that's not it. And so from that point, I started to tell a few people, and it was kind of relieving to find out that people weren't hating me, like nobody was going to beat me up anymore, and that I could be a good Mormon and have the feelings I was having. One thing that just really bugged me for a long time, and that I had to work out for myself and figure out, was the fact that I really wanted a family. Like, I feel like having a family was something that was really important to me. And as I tried to work out the fact that my church says I have to be single, and I had to figure out how I could have my family that I always wanted to have. So I'm now attending fostering classes, and I'm planning to foster to adopt a kid. I don't know how that's going to happen. I'm just happy that I found a way that I can accept myself, a way that I can push off all of the bad feelings that I had from before, when People treated me like I was horrible when they didn't accept me in elementary school and middle school and all of that. And now I'm just happy. I feel like even though I'm not following the perfect Mormon plan of getting married and having lots of having children, being a straight person, I'm happy accepting who I am, and I like who I am. And please don't judge me for this stupid video, because I know I could explain the story better, but I'm not very good, as I said, at telling stories and explaining myself. But I hope in some way what I have to say means something. If it's not, if it doesn't, that's fine too. I don't know. I'm just glad to try and share the story about myself. If you got any questions, that's fine too. You can post comments in the bottom and I'll try and answer them in my next video. Thank you.